Please like the video and share it so that it reaches many more people and you get sawaba, or rewards from Allah. This could be a sawabe jariyah or continuous reward for you long after you are gone.
Distributing Water, Volume 3, Book 40, number 541 to 569. Volume 3, Book 40, number 541. Narrated by Sa'al bin Sa'd. A tumbler, full of milk or water, was brought to the Prophet, who drank from it, while on his right side there was sitting a boy who was the youngest of those who were present, and on his left side there were old men. The Prophet asked, "O boy, will you allow me to give it, i.e. the rest of the drink, to the old men?" The boy said, "O Allah's Apostle, I will not give preference to anyone over me to drink the rest of it from which you have drunk." So the Prophet gave it to him. Volume 3, Book 40, number 542. Narrated by Az Zuhri. Anas bin Malik said that once a domestic sheep was milked for Allah's Apostle while he was in the house of Anas bin Malik. The milk was mixed with water drawn from the well in Anas's house. A tumbler of it was presented to Allah's Apostle, who drank from it. Then Abu Bakr was sitting on his left side and the Bedouin on his right side. When the Prophet removed the tumbler from his mouth, Umar was afraid that the Prophet might give it to the Bedouin, so he said, "O Allah's Apostle, give it to Abu Bakr, who is sitting by your side." But the Prophet gave it to the Bedouin, who was to his right, and said, "You should start with the one on your right side." Volume 3, Book 40, number 543. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. Allah's Apostle said, "Do not withhold the superfluous water, for that will prevent people from grazing their cattle." Volume 3, Book 40, number 544. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. That Allah's Apostle said, "Do not withhold the superfluous water in order to withhold the superfluous grass." Volume 3, Book 40, number 545. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. Allah's Apostle said, "No blood money will be charged if somebody dies in a mine or in a well or is killed by an animal. And if somebody finds a treasure in his land, he has to give 1/5 of it to the government." Volume 3, Book 40, number 546. Narrated by Abdullah bin Mas'ud. The Prophet said, "Whoever takes a false oath to deprive somebody of his property will meet Allah while he will be angry with him." Allah revealed, "Verily those who purchase a little gain at the cost of Allah's covenant, and their oaths." 3.77 Al-Ash'ath came to the place where Abdullah was narrating, and said, "What has Abu Abdur-Rahman, i.e. Abdullah, been telling you?" This verse was revealed concerning me. I had a well in the land of a cousin of mine. The Prophet asked me to bring witnesses, to confirm my claim. I said, "I don't have witnesses." He said, "Let the defendant take an oath then." I said, "O Allah's Apostle, he will take a false oath immediately." Then the Prophet mentioned the above narration, and Allah revealed the verse to confirm what he had said. See Hadith number 692. Volume 3, Book 40, number 547. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. Allah's Apostle said, "There are 3 persons whom Allah will not look at on the day of resurrection, nor will he purify them, and theirs shall be a severe punishment. They are, 1, a man possessed superfluous water on a way and he withheld it from travelers. 2, a man who gave a pledge of allegiance to a ruler and he gave it only for worldly benefits. If the ruler gives him something he gets satisfied, and if the ruler withholds something from him, he gets dissatisfied. 3, and man displayed his goods for sale after the Asr prayer, and he said, By Allah, except whom none has the right to be worshipped, I have been given so much for my goods, and somebody believes him, and buys them." The Prophet then recited, "Verily, those who purchase a little gain at the cost of Allah's covenant and their oaths." 3.77. Volume 3, Book 40, number 548. Narrated by Abdullah bin Az Zubair. An Ansari man quarreled with Az Zubair in the presence of the Prophet about the Hara canals which were used for irrigating the date palms. The Ansari man said to Az Zubair, "Let the water pass," but Az Zubair refused to do so. So, the case was brought before the Prophet, who said to Az Zubair, "O Zubair, irrigate your land, and then let the water pass to your neighbor." On that the Ansari got angry and said to the Prophet, "Is it because he, i.e. Zubair, is your aunt's son?" On that the color of the face of Allah's apostle changed, because of anger, and he said, "O Zubair, irrigate your land, and then withhold the water till it reaches the walls between the pits round the trees." Zubair said, "By Allah, I think that the following verse was revealed on this occasion, but no, by your Lord they can have no faith until they make you judge in all disputes between them. 4.65. Volume 3, Book 40, number 549. Narrated by Urwa. When a man from the Ansar quarreled with Az Zubair, the Prophet said, "O Zubair, irrigate your land first and then let the water flow to the land of the others." On that the Ansari said to the Prophet, "It is because he is your aunt's son." On that the Prophet said, "O Zubair, irrigate till the water reaches the walls between the pits around the trees and then stop, i.e. let the water go to the other's land. I think the following verse was revealed concerning this event. But no, by your Lord they can have no faith until they make you judge in all disputes between them." 4.65. Volume 3, Book 40, number 550. Narrated by Urwa bin Az Zubair. An Ansari man quarreled with Az Zubair about a canal in the Hara which was used for irrigating date palms. Allah's apostle, ordering Zubair to be moderate, said, "O Zubair, irrigate your land first and then leave the water for your neighbor." The Ansari said, "Is it because he is your aunt's son?" On that the color of the face of Allah's apostle changed and he said, "O Zubair, irrigate your land, and withhold the water till it reaches the walls that are between the pits around the trees." So, Allah's apostle gave Zubair his full right. Zubair said, "By Allah, the following verse was revealed in that connection. But no, by your Lord they can have no faith until they make you judge in all disputes between them." 4.65. The sub-narrator. Ibn Shihab said to Jurayh, another sub-narrator, the Ansar and the other people interpreted the saying of the Prophet, "Irrigate your land, and withhold the water till it reaches the walls between the pits around the trees," as meaning up to the ankles. Volume 3, Book 40, number 551. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. Allah's apostle said, "While a man was walking he felt thirsty and went down a well and drank water from it. On coming out of it, he saw a dog panting and eating mud because of excessive thirst. The man said, 'This dog is suffering from the same problem as that of mine.' So he went down the well, filled his shoe with water, caught hold of it with his teeth and climbed up and watered the dog. Allah thanked him for his good deed and forgave him. The people asked, 'O Allah's apostle, is there a reward for us in serving the animals?' He replied, 'Yes, there is a reward for serving any animate.